expansion project in this area. But first, let's check in with Brianna Chavez. She is in Spanish Fork right now, where safety concerns, of course, are top of mind after that unfortunate crash. All right, Brianna, what do we know? How are these girls doing tonight?
Yeah, actually, I spoke to one of the family members for one of the victims, and he says that both of the girls are still in critical condition. As we mentioned, they're fighting for their lives this afternoon, and they were hit while trying to cross this intersection here, 2300 East Canyon Road. And as we've reported, lots of residents voicing their concerns about this intersection specifically. And I spoke to UDOT earlier today. They oversee this road. Spokesperson John Gleason says that UDOT conducted a study several years ago, and he says a signal wasn't needed then, but obviously that's no longer case with that growth that you mentioned. Spanish Fork City is seeing it here too. The city spokesperson said that the intersection wasn't complete here until 2022, and that's when UDOT conducted another study. Gleason says
it definitely warrants a traffic signal, and that's what we've been working with Spanish Fork towards. And unfortunately, the construction is set to happen later this summer. It just wasn't in time to help prevent just such a terrible crash that happened this weekend.
And Spanish Fork City has this project out to bid in early June, to look for a contractor. They say that the signal was designed last year to be built this year before this accident took place. Mayor Mike Mendenhall put out a statement earlier today. He's encouraging all pedestrians here to walk at the crosswalk that's located 3 blocks east of 2300 East, of this intersection here, 2300 East Canyon Road. Now, coming up later at 5, what UDOT says you should do if you feel like an intersection in your neighborhood is unsafe, or if there's something that's wrong with it. We'll break that down for you. And again, as for those victims, they are fighting for their lives. GoFundMes have been set up for both of them, and those are both over on our website, KSL-TV.com. Ashley?
Brianna, thank you. We're hoping the best for those 2 girls. We will see you at 5 o'clock with that report. Well, from that intersection to this one, we are in Lehigh, northern Utah County, 2100 North, again, Redwood Road. I know I've been at this very location for incidents, crashes. One was a fatal one I remember reporting on in the last couple of years. Now, this is an area UDOT has been paying very close attention to. We've been seeing a lot of people, a lot of families moving into this area. Of course, the families, of course, have traffic. They bring with them a lot of commuting. From here, Redwood Road to get to I-15, 2100 North, it's not as fast as UDOT needs it to go. So we are told that they just got the green light to work on 2 new freeways and 2 extensions impacting this area. These projects totaling nearly $1.4 billion for Northwest Utah County. They are vital initiatives aimed to address the growth transportation needs in Lehigh, Saratoga Springs, also Eagle Mountain, areas that have seen, again, a tremendous population growth. Now, first up, they will be converting 2100 North to a freeway here in Lehigh. That's going to address the east-west traffic between Redwood and I-15. Pioneer Crossing will also get flex lanes to help with peak traffic times, plus extending Mountain View Corridor to Corey Ride, then Corey Ride Freeway from Mountain View Corridor to Ranches Parkway. That is something that UDOT says they are excited to get started on.
Great contractor on board. They're aggressive. They're getting after it, and we'll have this in place before long.
Yeah, no one likes to see a construction project take longer than it needs to, and that's the goal for UDOT. They want to get people to where they need to go as quickly as possible. So coming up in about 30 minutes here, it's always good to see things from above. We're going to get an exclusive look at Chopper 5. Chopper 5 flew above us today and gave us kind of an overview of how big this project really is in this corner of Utah County. Plus, we're going to give you a timeline and break down the cost for each of those projects. Mike, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, and UDOT's usually pretty good historically as far as getting these projects done at least on time, if not beforehand. So we'll keep watching it. Ashley, thank you.
Exactly.
KSL is committed to keeping you
once these projects are complete.
UDOT and Spanish Fork City say plans are in place to build a traffic signal here after 2 girls were hit by a car. I'll break down that plan coming up.
A packed day in court.
$2 billion just approved on a project here. Now, news specialist Brianna Chavez is in Spanish Fork at another intersection where, again, safety is top of mind. Brianna, you have the story for us about two girls who right now, unfortunately, have been involved in a crash.
Yeah, Ashley, that's right. They were actually hit here at this intersection, 2300 East and Canyon Road. A family member that I spoke to says that both of those girls are fighting for their lives tonight. And I also spoke to UDOT earlier today, who oversees this road. They did conduct a traffic study back in 2022, and they determined that there was a need for a traffic signal here at this intersection. Now, since then, they've been working with Spanish Fork City to start construction sometime this summer. The city said the design for the traffic signal is complete, and the project will go out for bid to look for a contractor in early June. Now, John Gleason with UDOT says depending on the project, it could take months to a year to complete once they conduct a study. He says that he understands the frustration as to why the signal wasn't up earlier to prevent an accident like the one that happened over the weekend, but he did reiterate that UDOT is committed to making roads safer.
If we're aware of a situation where there's a particular area that has seen a lot of businesses, development, then we will take a very close look at that and say, does this need a hawk signal for people to cross the street here? Does this need a traffic signal? What needs to happen to make sure that this is the safest environment possible?
And Gleason says that if you feel there's an intersection near your neighborhood that may be unsafe or needs some attention, UDOT does have a tool on their website. It's called Click and Fix. It lets you report any issues at the intersection, whether that be a pothole or even a traffic signal that's down. And we will have that on our website, KSL-TV.com. As for those girls, though, we're told that they do have a long road to recovery. We'll hear from some of their family members tonight at 6 and at 10. For Live at 5, I'm Brianna Chavez.
Yeah, Brianna, we're hoping the very best for those girls. We will see you at 6 and 10. Thank you. Back out here live in Lehigh, this intersection, 2100 North and Redwood Road, has seen its fair share of crashes. It's an area that UDOT has been focusing on the last couple of years. In fact, nearly $2 billion total will be going to improving this area and some other ones in northern Utah County. Take a look at your screen. We're going to show you a map of the areas that we're talking about. So just north of us, Mountain View Corridor, it's already under construction. Construction is expected to start in 2026 for 2100 North, converting it into a freeway. Pioneer Crossing will now get flex lanes, with that project starting as early as next year. Then extending Mountain View Corridor to Corey Ride and Corey Ride Freeway from Mountain View Corridor to Ranches Parkway. That's going to start in 2027. Now, UDOT says that these projects are vital for commuters to address the growing transportation needs in Lehigh, Saratoga Springs, and Eagle Mountain, areas that have seen tremendous population growth.
They need more capacity in this area, and the legislature has responded. So this new $1.4 billion in funding that's been provided for projects is a recognition of that growth and a demonstration of the commitment on the part of the legislature to meet those needs.
So that $1.4 billion is now added to existing project, making it a total of $2 billion. These projects also going to improve some trails and paths along this area as communities grow. It's a feature, of course, many families do appreciate. But Mike, back out here live at this intersection, of course, you can see evening commuters are packed into this area, but in a couple of years, it's going to look a lot different. Back to you.
As is a good chunk of the state with all the growth we're having. All right, Ashley, thank you. KSL Stop for Students Camp.